Hey y'all, welcome back to Move with Katey for day 5 of our yoga journey. Today we are going to do a slower hip mobility increasing flow. So jump into something comfy and then come sit on your mat and let's get started. All right, from where you are, let's ground down through the sit bone, take a seat, maybe on your shins or on the sit bones in this Sukhasana or easy position. Inhale, and as you exhale, close down the eyes, taking a moment to ground down into the body, to become present and aware with the breath. Maybe with the next inhale, bringing the palms to heart center and setting an intention or giving yourself a reminder to stay grounded and aware through this practice. And then gently bowing the nose towards the fingertips and fluttering the eyes open so that the gaze is softly down the nose. Then interlacing the fingers, inhale, reach the arms high, flip the palms, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, squeeze the biceps towards one another. Exhale, let's undo the interlace of the fingers and circle the fingertips around behind the hips so that we come onto the palms, fingertips facing the hips. And then we're gonna right away jump into it by opening up the feet wide and dropping the knees over to the right side. Breathing here, lifting the heart, pushing the ground away. Maybe looking over the right shoulder and then looking over the left shoulder, warming up through the neck. Dropping the nose side to side. Really seeing if we can flatten the shins against the floor. Maybe you tuck the tailbone under and notice the sensations there. Inhale, bring the knees back through center and drop them over to the opposite side. And then gently looking over the right shoulder. And maybe looking over the left. Just taking some gentle motions here while we let our hips slowly warm into these positions. And then let's inhale, knees through center. And we're going to walk our fingertips back next to the hips. And then again, take the feet maybe even a little bit wider so that the elbows could rest on the knees. And we're going to shift onto the right hip and drop the knees out to the side. This time, our feet are in kind of a 90-degree angle. So that front shin is at a 90-degree angle from the hip. The left leg is at a 90-degree angle out. So feeling this 90-90 split. Inhale here, reach the arms forward. Exhale, see if you can reach the left hip forward, right hip back. Really grounding the left leg into the ground. Inhale, sweeping the arms forward, bringing the knees to point up towards ceiling and switching over onto the left hip, dropping right knee to the floor and taking that 90-90 position. We're going to move through this a few times. Let's see if we can really keep our hands raised, actively engage the core, and move from the hips here. So inhaling, moving from the hips to lift the knees, moving from the hips to drop the knees and rotate over to the opposite side. And then coming back through center and dropping over to the left side. No need to rush. Back to the right. Back to the left, thrusting the pelvis forward, getting a nice rotation in the hip. Then let's reach the arms back, reach the heart forward, forehead melts towards floor. Inhale, arms reach forward, knees come back through center. Exhale to the right side, arms sweep back, heart melts forward. Inhale, lift, rotating through center. You get the drill. We're gonna exhale, lower, hands reach back. Inhale through center. Exhale, lower, hands reach back. Last time. Inhale through center. Exhale, lower, hands reach back. And then we're going to inhale back through center one more time. From here, bringing the heels in as close as we can to the glutes. We're going to see if we can lift up into a malasana, yogi squat. Okay, so we'll try that again. Bring the heels close in. You're going to reach the heart forward, press into the heels, ground down through the feet to lift up. Let's do that one more time. Set the hips down. Okay, and if you have to use your hands because that feels right, do it. Listen to your body. It's important. Lifting back into Malasana, okay? Nice work, yogis. Now that we're here, let's play with a little mobility, dropping right knee in towards center. And then bringing it back up, dropping left knee in towards center. Bringing it back up, dropping right knee. Dropping left knee. And then let's plant the palms forward, fold. Lengthening through the hamstrings, reaching the hips up. Wide legs. Let the heart melt, shake the head. Yes, today is a good day. No, nothing can get in my way. And then let's go ahead and walk the legs a little bit wider. Point the toes 45-degree angle towards the top corners of your mat, and we're going to sit down into a goddess squat, okay? Take a little bounce, take a little shift side to side here. And in this position, we're going to really work on thinking about the ball and socket joints that are our hip and rotating from the pelvis to tilt the tailbone down and rotate the knees outward, okay? And then maybe from there, we use the hands to invite a little bit wider opening of the hips. We're just gonna hang out here. Maybe you shift weight side to side. Maybe you find some stillness. Relax the muscles in the face and the shoulders. And then from here, let's inhale, keep the right leg bent, straighten into the left leg, opening up warrior two. Feeling as the pelvis rotates under and the knee opens up from that pelvic rotation. Then let's exhale, plant the palms on either side of the front foot and walk the right foot over to the left side of the mat, and we're going to land in a pigeon pose. We'll be here for quite a few breaths. So really extend that back leg nice and long. If you want to place a block or a blanket underneath the right hip, you're welcome to do that. Feel free to adjust the ankle, bring it as close into the pelvis or as far forward as feels good. Look back and check that back leg. Is your ankle nice and straight? See if you can make sure that this whole left leg is in a nice line. And then let's inhale, lift the heart first. And then as you exhale, maybe begin to walk the arms forward, lowering onto forearms. Or maybe stacking the fists here, resting the head, or using a block to rest the head on. Or maybe you walk the arms even further out and allow the chest to rest. Breathing into the spaces where you feel tightness. And exhaling, releasing any tension. Staying with it, even if you feel like you want to escape. This can bring up some really intense feelings. If it's pain, back off. But if it's discomfort, I invite you to stay with it. And really breathe into those spaces and use this moment as one to learn that you are able to manage discomfort. You are capable of getting through it. And then maybe lift the crown of the head and begin to gently walk the hands back. From here, let's rotate out onto that right hip. And we're going to bring the right heel in towards pelvis and cross the left leg over the right, reaching the arm around, taking a little twist. Maybe you hook the right elbow for a little bit deeper version of that twist. Inhale here, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen. With your next breath, gently look forward. And we're going to slide the left ankle so it stacks on top of right knee, and we come into a fire log posture. Here we have the knees nice and stacked. Maybe we think about that ball and socket joint, rotating the left knee so that it opens a little more towards right ankle. Inhale, lift. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward. Walk the hands out in front of you, palms face up. Really noticing your breath here, deepening, and being patient as you feel yourself growing and expanding into this posture. Often, if we're used to vinyasa style yoga, remaining in a pose like this can feel frustrating. So I invite you to work through that and stay, and know that you are gaining benefits from remaining in this posture, not only physically, but also mentally. Next inhale, let's go ahead and walk the fingertips back. And then take that left leg and let's open it up to the long side of the mat. Take the right leg and let's do the same so that we're in a wide-legged seat. Inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, actively engage the kneecaps so that the legs are contracted, and then begin to fold forward. That contraction of our muscles can help us to find more space in postures that demand more flexibility. The two go together. Reaching the tailbone back and the heart forward. Let's stay here for the next 10 breaths. Not rushing. Maybe seeing if you can lengthen and knit the ribcage in. Maybe playing with pointing and flexing the toes. Maybe walking the hands out a little further. Or maybe using a block underneath the chest. Or a bolster if you have one. Melting heart towards floor. Grounding the legs down, really activating the kneecaps. Let's inhale, look forward. And take a couple of breaths to slowly come back to a seated position. Nice and slow. And then let's inhale, bring the left knee in. And then bring the right leg to stack on top of it. Reversing that fire leg posture. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Let the forearms come to the floor or maybe to a block. Let the head hang heavy. Noticing any sensations that arise. You'll be feeling this motion in your hip flexors. If you're feeling it in your knee, I encourage you to maybe back off and rotate from the hip first before moving deeper again. Next inhale, let's look forward and go ahead and walk the hands gently back. And we're going to cross the right knee over the left and wrap the left arm around, coming into a seated twist. Ground down through the sit bones. Maybe you reach the elbow around to the opposite side of the knee. Maybe you find a prayer position. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twist. Deepening the breath, noticing the shoulders. Creating space with the breath where there wasn't space before. Then let's inhale, gently look forward, undo the clasp of the arms, and then reach that right leg long behind you, and we're going to come into pigeon with the left knee bent in front. Great work, yogis. Okay, from here, maybe you send the top of the right foot into the earth and look back and check and make sure ankle, hip, knee are all in line. And then wiggle that front ankle around until it feels like you're in the right position. So you're feeling a stretch on the hip flexors, the outside of the left hip, the front of the right. Inhale, lift the chest, and then slowly begin to lower the forearms to a block, to fists, to the earth. And use the breath to deepen into any sensations. Inhaling like you're filling a balloon, creating space. And when you exhale, the balloon empties, but the space remains. So maybe walking your arms forward and letting your heart and your forehead melt towards the floor. Taking a few more really long, deep breaths. Staying through the discomfort, reminding yourself that you are grounded in the breath, grounded in your body, using the awareness of sensation to bring you back to the present moment, and noticing that with any discomfort, you've already made it through that. So don't trick yourself and tell yourself you can't do it, because you can, and you already have. Next inhale, let's look forward and slowly, gently, with ease, begin to walk the hands back, lifting the chest, and then rotating onto that left hip. And let's bring the bottoms of the feet together, our cobblers or butterfly pose. Inhale, lifting the heart, and exhale, and using the elbows to invite the legs to open, rounding through the back body and melting forehead towards the toes. Your next inhale, I'll invite you to look forward. And we're going to take our feet and send them behind us so that the foot is parallel with the long edge of the mat. So you might want to rock forward, and your feet are going to be nice and wide, 90-degree angle, and you know where we're going. This is called frog posture. So this is a really good practice for middle splits. Okay, and I'm going to invite you to stay on your palms, just finding the space that feels good to you. Maybe you need a block for support. Maybe you'd like a block for support. Maybe you just like blocks. I don't know. Go use one. And you're rocking back and forth, and maybe widening the knees a little further, but keeping that 90-degree angle in with the shin and the knee. And if it feels good, maybe you lower to the forearms and gently rock back and forth, or maybe find stillness. Maybe you stack the fingers, stack the hands. Maybe you do grab your block and rest it here. Or maybe you melt the heart towards the floor and allow the hips to continue to widen. Really finding a deep expression of the posture here, as deep as feels right in your body. If you have your middle splits and that's something you would like to work on right now, you feel free to take that. And again, just breathing into this space, Really being aware of your breath and your body. If you're on your forearms or your hands, noticing what's happening in your shoulders, rolling them away from your ears, scapula down the back body so that your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Maybe relaxing any tension that's in your face. And then we'll go ahead and walk the hands back towards center. Bring the heels towards one another, and then slowly bring the knees in towards center by pressing onto the tops of the feet. From here, let's come to lay down on the front body. And I'm going to invite you to take your right arm and scoop it under the left arm, reaching the left arm long so that you're feeling a nice shoulder stretch here. And then let's bring the left knee up, and we're going to do a half frog here. So you should feel nice and limber. And then let the forehead rest on the earth. Find that 90-degree angle with the left leg. And take a few deep breaths. With your next inhale, let's reach the left arm up towards the sky and then open it up, keeping the left knee bent, and we're going to come into a reclined twist. See how that works? Arms stay in a T. Inhale here. Exhale, maybe looking over the left shoulder. Maybe if it feels good, you invite your left leg to go straight. Maybe you even reach your right hand down to see if it can connect with it. A little extra stretch here. If you've taken that connection of hand and foot, go ahead and gently release it, but you can play with keeping the left leg straight as we roll back over onto the right shoulder, meeting on the front body. Then sweep the left toes back so that they meet the right. Inhale, press into the left palm so you can undo the bind of the right shoulder. Lift the chest and then slide the left arm under the right. And then let's bring that right knee up and out to the side into that half frog position. Let the forehead come to rest on the floor. Few deep breaths here. And then let's inhale, reach the right fingertips towards sky, and then open them up, back and around, letting the shoulders come to the earth, keeping that right knee bent into a reclined twist. Maybe if it felt fun on the other side, you extend through the right leg and reach down with the left fingertips to grab hold of the bottom and the outside of the left foot. Maybe you look over the right shoulder. And let's inhale, look up towards the sky. And as you exhale, undo the bind of the hand and the foot if you've taken it, but maybe keep that leg straight just for fun. And roll back over to the front body, keeping the leg long. And then slide the toes back, meeting the back leg. Press into the right palms, undo the bind of the left arm. And then let's inhale, press the floor away, coming onto the knees, sending the hips back. And we'll end here in a child's pose. Taking these last few breaths to send the tailbone really long, settle into the hips. And just to take a few quiet moments of reflection before moving about the rest of your day or night. Feeling the grounding of your forehead and your shins into the earth. Feeling connected with your breath, with the possibility that lives within you to move about the world in a calmer and less frenzied state. When you're ready, gently walking the hands back so that you come to sit. Maybe bringing the knees together and taking a final moment, bringing the hands to heart center and just appreciating your body, appreciating the time that you've taken to become the best version of yourself today. Thank you for joining me. I'm humbled as always by your presence. Namaste. Thanks, y'all, and we will see you tomorrow.